Welcome to Good Road. I am Rory. Fancy meeting you here. Merry Christmas, almost Happy New Year, all that business and stuff. Well, I got myself in a bit of a pickle here because my salary situation is not the best. And when is Mel coming back? That's important. March 9th. Okay. So March 9th. Let's go back to the calendar. I believe is after the trade deadline, which is coming up in February. And yeah, well, March 3rd, we could push it to the 1st and see if she pops back in. See, let's take a look at our lines. Because we got the cat. The cat's doing fine. The cat is where we want him. He's doing fine on the second line. Lucius is playing on the first line right now. But he's going to be on the third in the end. We do have McIntyre, Stanton, and Houghton. We don't have a sniper for that line. We don't have a sniper for that line. We have Robichaud, who's good for the 4th. Stanton, I think I want on the 4th line as is. It'd be nice to get it'd be nice to switch out Lucius with somebody that would give us a little cap space, but it would have to be like a rookie. Because I don't think we're re-signing Lucius. We may not even be able to keep the cat next year. So I would have to get somebody younger that's scoring 20 goals and is making like a mil. Houghton doesn't want us to re-sign either. Houghton? He wants 8.1. So we're not keeping him either. But we would need to go real young. And that's sort of like, do we go for a cup or do we go real young? But the only thing is like I can't even make a full complement with the way things are right now. It says I have 2.7 million in cap space, but I don't. I just don't. That's not a thing. Just a sec. Let me check. Check here. Just a sec. All right. Just making sure things are as expected. All right. It's tough because like, well, I also don't. Lucius is declining too. Top 9 forward exact. He's going down. Okay. I think that makes up my mind. Let's see what kind of trade value Lucius has. And if we can find a sniper to fit his spot. He has some decent trade value. Okay. Okay, we need to figure this out. I need to look up snipers who are making less than 2 million. But are also decent. Okay. So let's look at forwards. Play a role. Probably 3rd line, but let's go by type. Sniper. Age, I'm not worried about right this particular minute. Can we go around the horn? Yeah, let's do that. So 2 mil or less. So that should cover most youngins. And let's make them at least an 83, I think. Let's try 83. The big dogs up here. A lot of them we have no idea what's going on. I don't think we're going to get one of the big dogs. But there's also the chance that we are completely off in our value assessment of them. So, not that one. That is probably pretty likely. Well, overall 92 with 1 bar? Yeah. Never know. We also may not exactly have all these players as snipers. I think most of them might be, just because like they wouldn't come up with the search otherwise, but... We're going to do a good lot of scouting. We're going to give it a week. Imagine trading with Ottawa. I don't know how good they are. They might... Oh yeah, well they're very good, right? They're like up there with us. So imagine trading with Ottawa, sending them Lucius. He beats us with like a goal in the end or something, you know. Okay, so that's the extent of it, is just these players right now. Let's back it up a sec. Now, let's change it from sniper to just anything. And let's do the search again. Did we get a fair amount more? We did, okay. So some of these we may not know. Let's start with Cloutier. Here. Unlikely. He was a first overall pick. Probably not going to get him. Probably not, but, you know, worth a try. We're just going to do a bunch of scouting here. Again, I wish I could just say, like, I want to complete scout this list. Like, that would be very nice. Instead of having to do individual players. Like, I want to take a look at everybody. Can we do that? You know? So we'll give this a week. It's good that we did this now. Because then we can give it a week and see what's available. Because we may have to do Houghton and Lucius, which I don't know how that works out for our chances to win. Because we're going younger and younger, trying to get salary cap room and whatnot. But we got the cat, so we'll have two major scorers on our, like, goal scorers on our team. We'll have Mel and we'll have the cat. That'll be kind of our hope and a dream. But if we can get a third line young sniper to put up there in case one of the two get injured. Shane Pinto is definitely not on the young end. Alright, already got most of those done. Okay, I think we're good. Alright, let's give that a week. And then we'll see what we can come up with. Because we gotta try and make some space so we can actually move players around. As it is, though, let's sim against Buffalo and see how we're doing. Beefalo, sim game. So we'll go up to Chicago there. Maybe Vegas. We'll go up to Vegas and see how they... see how all of those scouting reports that we've put in are doing. Cranker update times. Let's go. Well, we're definitely putting the shots on. That is definitely happening. Alright, let's keep going. Okay, Buffalo gets the first one on their 12th shot. A little power play? Power play we're going to definitely have to massage after we figure all this stuff out. And Mel is back and all that business. Because we definitely want Mel on one and DeBrincat on another. I don't know which one they'll go on in terms of 1 and 2. I think that kind of depends where they fit. Weller puts one in on the power play. Good stuff. Tied 1-1. Going into the... Oh, look at that. Look at that. The cat came back the very third period. They thought he was a goner, but no. 36 stops by Levi. Packard with 26 and the cat with 1. Excellent. Excellent. Excellent, if you will, if you haven't had breakfast yet. Or brunch at this point, really. Let's... Well, I don't know. If you're going to McDonald's, they're open till 11, I think. Or is that weekdays? I don't know. Heaven only knows. Depends on where you are, I guess. They have all-day breakfast, though. You know. Alright, we're gonna go to Vegas. And then we'll take a look back at our search. Our locker room chemistry, unfortunately, is kind of low. But, I don't know, I'm having to battle all the things that all these things that I've done. I think the Killers did a song about that. I don't think they were talking about my trading exploits. Alright, let's take a look in the book. We are 6 points ahead of the Sens, even though we have the same amount of wins. We have 7 overtime losses. Okay. Oh, I want to do a player search first. Lucius still has some decent trade value, but he's starting to decline to 33. That is... I'm kind of happy to get out from under that. Houghton, I'm not really, but 8 mil. For what could be a second liner, maybe, but he's a third liner right now. All right, let's go forward. Player type sniper, and we're gonna do max salary of 2 mil. Very specific things going on here, and then overall of 83 at least. Probably should have gone the other way, but here we are. Here we are. Okay, too much. 83, now let's check it out. There are 3 players that fit the bill, maybe. Did we... I thought he's being scouted. Wow. I don't think we're getting Krog. Highly unlikely. And we might have to open this up a little bit. Let's go with 82. 82. See if that opens it up just a little bit. Okay, it does. Okay, good. Okay. That is more likely. Doesn't fit. Okay. Got some older guys. Currently being scouted. 9 goals, 12 assists. That does not look good either. It's starting to look like Lucius is actually the best option. I don't think we're getting Krog. Livingston looks okay. But he doesn't fit. Oh, wow. It's like 1.4 with a 5-year extension of 11 million. I see. Krog is going to be a big trade. But I don't think we need somebody as, like... how sure? We're not even sure about the shock and awe there. If we were, I'd be more tempted. Forward line 1. I mean, might not be bad. Save us some money. But it's sort of the same issue. If he fit on the third line, I would have been like, yes. We're not even sure of his that superstar ability at all, his X factor. I mean, to be fair, Lucius does not have a superstar. Like, he doesn't have an X factor either. But all right, one more. We're gonna do one more. We're gonna widen it to 81 and see if that yields any kind of interesting results. Because if it gets us an option that's like 81, but they've got some superstar stuff, then maybe I might be inclined. First of all, does anybody have any other like massive extensions here? Doesn't look like. Okay. Steckel was the one that sort of stood out here. Center right wing. 26 goals. Fits on the fourth line. He was a 7th rounder? Who is this guy? He does have 26 goals with Columbus. That's interesting. He's playing 13 minutes a night. Skating's not bad. Balance is kind of questionable. Physicality is low. His shooting is pretty good. Puck skills are meh. Face-offs are not great. He's very disciplined, though. He's got good poise. It's an interesting option. Who's Winchester? Fabian Winchester. What a name. First round, 31st overall. Bottom 6 forward lines. Kind of fits what we're looking for. But I don't know what he's like. So let's do complete. Unfortunately, we only have one more day. So let's give it a day. Before we go into the... Because as soon as we go to the deadline day, it's deadline. The deadline's happening and we don't have time to do research. So let's advance a day. Maybe we get fortunate here and... Oh, we lost to Vegas. Everybody knows something's happening. Alright. Let's take another look at the player search. Let's do forward, player type sniper. Alright. Again, we're trying to get our salary down a little bit. So let's go down to 2. How's it going there, sir? I'm trying to get myself out of financial issues that I created for myself. Which is usually how financial issues go, but, you know. Also, I will be around all afternoon. I'm just telling you this now for personal information. Do I need a budget? I have a budget. Well, okay, irony. The game, let me present to you in the bottom left corner where it says, I have $2.7 million in salary cap space. That's what the game is telling me. And if I go to try and bring, I don't know, a player up from my AHL team, AE the farm, AE, IE, I don't know, don't mind me. If I try and bring up, let's say, Jersina here, you know, if I try and do that, yeah, don't concern yourself with the things I'm saying. So down in the bottom left, you'll see it says 2.7 in terms of cap space. On the bottom right, it says I have 18 of 21 spots in my roster. This player has a salary of $850,000. Forget the remaining. I don't even think they like work with that. So we'll select this player, and when I try and bring them up to the NHL with a $850,000 salary with $2.7 million in cap space, it says the moves will result in your team being over the NHL salary cap. So whatever math they're doing, even at the top it says cap space 1.85. So whatever math they're mathing ain't mathing. So I made a trade based on this information, and apparently I can't. So I don't know what happened there. This has always been a problem with, I doubt they fixed it in a new one, which you know, I will be receiving at some point. Well, I probably already have the game in my account. I just don't have a system to play it, which will happen closer to the end of the year. I think that's Tuesday. So hopefully it shows up Tuesday. I'll continue with this until at least the end of the season, but I think after that I might get the new system going and have to create my teams. Yes, aka Tuesday. All right, let's go back to what I was attempting to do. So what I'm trying to do is I'm going to trade a player I don't want to trade away that has actually a pretty reasonable salary but wants to resign for a lot of money for a younger player that may not be as good, but I can fit into the cap so I can bring players up. Now, this is a problem of my own making because I traded for a player that had $8 million cap hit and I didn't get any salary retention because I figured, oh, it'll fit under the cap because the computer will literally not let you make trades if it doesn't fit within the cap. Well, it fit within the cap. It just forced me not to have other players, you know. I'll have time after that. So, we'll see how it goes. Oh, it's an EA product, Rage. It is an EA product. It's also the portion of the product that you don't buy packs in. So, if it's a portion of the product where you don't have extra residual income, then it is low priority. I guess so. I don't know. You know, it being a money suck on a game that's not $80 or $90 when released. It's not that it's sucking money. It's it doesn't make more money on a game you already purchased for almost $100 Canadian. If you bought it then. I got it for like 35. But anyway, it's a that's appropriate. it's a downer in terms of revenue. No, they don't care. That's the end of it. They don't care. They only care as much as they add potentials to do so. Which is like whatever staff keeps it afloat. for nerds like me that actually play this on a regular basis. But really, they don't see it as a revenue generator, so they don't really put much into it. Yeah, nerd. That's right. What did I do? Okay. So we're not trading for any of those guys because they're just going to be crazy expensive. Did I even put the salary on? I did not. All right, let's. I thought I did. Maybe I put the minimum. Did I put the minimum? No. Okay. I thought I did that. I don't know. I thought I did things. All right, let's try that. Well, we only had another day, so I don't know. We got another contender in here though. It's another older dude. It's in line 2. See, I'm not getting Krog. Krog's just gonna be too much. Awesome name though, gotta say. This Steckel is so weird. They have 26 goals. They're rated 81. They're 24 years old, 5'11" center. They can't take a face-off. Their stats look okay. Who do they play for? Columbus? Columbus, okay. Livingstone is also another interesting example, but I don't think they have shock and awe. I think they're just who they are. That's okay. Their shot is good. 90s on shot. How's their skating? Skating's not bad. Might be a decent player. 23 goals. Alright. So they play for Boston. Boston and Columbus. And I think Carolina is our backup. Alright, let's go take a look. In the book. Boston. Pack the car and have it yard. Columbus I'm quite interested in. Oh, they got T-Bone. No way. Look at T-Bone hanging out here. T-Bone stats don't look amazing, but he just destroys people. That's pretty much his job. Playing 23 minutes a night, though. Goodness. By the way, what'd you think about that Detroit and Toronto game there last night, you know? New coach for Detroit and everything? Big oof indeed. Playing for the Monsters. Goodness. I think it was Steckel. Steckel. Wow, 11 million for Pisani? Goodness. Yeah, the thing is okay. I don't think Detroit is a contender. So, I don't think it's his job right now to make them a contender. I think it's his job right now to get the team going with players like Moritz Seider and Mason and Raymond. So Raymond and Seider are the future of that team. And Larkin to a degree, but I think Larkin may not be around when they are a thing. So the rest of it is just window dressing. Like, players like Ben Sherratt and things like that are fine. DeBrincat is an interesting one because he's good with Larkin. Well, he's good in general. I mean, we have him on our team, but this is also 10 years later or something. 13, 12? 13 years later? Something like that. But Detroit isn't a contender. And their goaltending also is not... Their goaltender, like, Talbot's fine. But he's also not... he's not like a guy who's going to carry you to the final in this current part of his career. Basically, it's like their future hope with a bunch of filler is what it feels like in Detroit. And Detroit needs, they need more of Moritz Seider, Raymond, Larkin, that kind of thing coming up. And I don't know what their farm looks like, so I can't comment on that. But that's what I see in Detroit. I'm semi-interested in this player, too. He's playing for the Monsters. Also don't know how good he is. Could be okay. Alright. We're going to see what they want for him. And Steckel. So let's open Howden maybe. Nilstorp, no. 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 Okay. Well, let's see what we can do here. Well, see, I don't know. I mean, that would always be nice. Definitely change the fortune of Toronto. But they have Mitch Marner and William Nylander, who were picked 5th and 7th, I think. I could be wrong there, but I think it's 5th and 7th. And they signed Johnny T. And as for their defense, they drafted Morgan Riley, who's been around forever on that team, and they signed a bunch of other guys. They developed one of their goaltenders and signed the other. So Austin Matthews changed a lot of things, but he's also surrounded with other players that they drafted. And Easton Cowan is playing for the Canadian Juniors. He looks pretty dang good. So, and he was drafted in the early 2nd round. They actually traded down for him. So I think there's always hope, but it's going to take oh, they don't want Lucius. That is way more than... We can probably get rid of that. Let's try that straight up. So, I think it's possible for Detroit because if I was like sitting there, like we were watching the game last night, and I'm like, gosh, I like Moritz Seider. He's such a good defenseman. He is going to be fantastic his entire career. So they have pieces, right? They just need to get... I think they need the one big one. They need something better than Dylan Larkin. Dylan Larkin's pretty good, but they need something a little better than him. And, you know, via trade, via whatever. Or they find him in addition to Dylan Larkin would be even better. And they probably need a goaltender that's going to be the future of the team. But look at Toronto. I mean, they have Joseph Wall that they drafted, but then they go and sign Stolars, who's been like in the shadow of another goaltender for a long time, and he comes out, plays lights out. So I don't know. Goaltending's weird. It's voodoo these days. I'm gonna try this. You aren't where you need to be in value. It always has been voodoo. I think it's more so these days. I don't know. Before you used to have, like, there's always going to be the top 5 guys. I don't like how much this is, like, a second round. It's got to be, there's got to be some, got to be able to stretch this out. Why is it? I wish it was not Edmonton's. Well, it's probably not great. Oh, it isn't great. Okay, it's not even as good as their like later one. Let's try that. Try that. Not up to snuff. Probably not up to snuff at all. Because they don't want Lucius. Straight up. Let's include the 7th. Will that do it? No. Okay. I don't mind shedding more picks later on. Fine. See if that does it. I have traded so many picks in the future. I'm up to like 2041. All right. Well, what is the holdup? He was a 3rd rounder. Can't be that great. I guess because they're not particularly interested in Lucius. Like, what is Houghton compared to... Lucius is rated higher, but they don't want him. I mean, what if we just try straight up? They don't want to trade him, and they don't want our guy, so that's the problem. I don't think a 7th rounder is going to do it. Sometimes I find you can wiggle it a little more if you put like a green thing in there. Yeah, they're not particularly interested. Okay. Let's go to Boston. And then see if we can make a trade and then make another trade. Boston was Livingstone, I think. Livingston? Livingstone? Did I miss you? All skaters. There we go, okay. Boston. Boston's actually competitive. Not particularly fond of the idea of trading in our own division. But we may need to do something like this. Kind of a 1-for-1, but again, I think it's the same problem. They want our 1st rounder for next year. Sure they do. Alright, let's try it this way. Fine trade, fine trade. Alright. This is one of the features they did introduce that I absolutely enjoy, is the fact that you can go to another team and be like, I want Livingstone, what will it take? Stanton in a 2nd? Nope. Parsons? Nope. 1st and a 7th. Robichaux? In a 2nd? Or DeBrincat? Okay. Maybe next year's 1st? I don't know. Okay, hold on. So they want a 1st round pick for that guy. If I was to put Lucius and Houghton on the block here, let's try that. Add asset. Come on. And Houghton. No trades found. Nobody wants them both. That is special. Okay. Roulette in a third. And a third, and a third, and a third, and a third. A second and a fourth. Okay. The Ottawa. No, thank you. Everybody in a third. Buffalo also not interested in trading too, but let's see what this is about. Oh no. Alright. Chicago is interested. LA. LA was pretty good. Montreal? No. It's mostly like cup contending teams, which is not surprising. Pittsburgh I could deal. Okay, let's see what Pittsburgh's willing to do. What does Pittsburgh have to offer? Not a first round pick, because that looks pretty good. Can we do like a first and a third? No, they'd have more than 45 skaters. That is just the best. I love when I do that. I go to trade with a team and it's like, well, our roster situation is full. So I have to take some garbage back. Anybody that's like reasonably close to not terrible? You with the face. A third rounder? Maybe. Fourth rounder, okay. Let's throw in this third rounder. Okay, maybe the third is being a little too greedy. Because if we can get this, then we can trade our first. Hey, hey. Science. Perfect. Oh, we can still include the 7th. I mean, let's not get too greedy here. 7th and a 5th? Okay. Good. Roster under limit. I for one am shocked. Now I have 3.4 million in cap space somehow after I traded a $3 million player. Heaven only knows. Okay. NHL defenseman. How are defensemen look? What? We need a defenseman. All right. So let's do Dracena and that. Or do we bring up Armston? Was it Armston I wanted there? Does Armston require waivers? No. That's beneficial. Armston's not going to play, though. So we can bring up Armston if we need. Okay. That's good. We'll do that for now. Okay. So the logjam has been opened up here. Mel will be back later this week. So, right now, we're going to do this. We're going to put Prince here. Or sorry, we'll put Dracena there. That's fine for now. Fourth line grinder, excellent. We're going to put Robichaud here for the moment, and we'll put the cat on the first line. Nope, that stays. Thank you. Okay. Okay. That's move one. So we've unjammed the logjam. Power play one. Cat's there. That's fine. Robichaud's there. Is he? Yep, he's the finisher. Good. Okay, when Mel's back, that'll change, but that's fine. Best lines for the Bulldogs, also fine. Let's go to even strength. Alright. Alright. So let's go to, now that we've unjammed things. I'd rather trade with Columbus, because in this particular instance, they're in the West. So I would rather trade with them. Steckel is slated for line 4. Boston. With Livingston, what are we looking at again? None. Okay. So, I think... There was also Carolina. Carolina had Fagamo, I think? Although it could use... I mean, it wouldn't hurt to get another, like, a veteran defenseman. In the case that we've been looking at here. But they have to be cheap. That's the only thing. So, hold on. Let's go back to Columbus. And see what Columbus has to offer. So we were thinking about Steckel. So let's add Steckel. And then let's look at defensemen for a sec. It looks like more of the same. Like more of what we have, in other words. Nothing different. But they only have T-Bone. After that, it's like a crew of just sadness and woe. Alright, so for Steckel, what was Steckel? Steckel was a 7th round pick. That is so weird. He must have been like the diamonds of all diamonds in the rough. He is an elite low though. It feels weird trading a 1st round pick for something that some people got in the 7th round. They only won a 2nd round pick. I think it was Chicago that wanted the 1st. Or sorry, Boston. All right. I don't mind trading our 1st round pick for this next year because that's likely like a late round pick. We might be able to get some lower round picks out of them here too. I don't know how likely this is, but can we juice some extra picks out of this? Trade our pick from a couple of years from now and see if we can get that 2nd plus a couple, like a 6th and a 7th. It doesn't look like it reaches the same heights. Just a bit low, okay. So basically we can swap our 2040 for their 2037. I'm okay with that. There we go. So we were able to trade Lucius. We got a 1st round pick for him with some more science. And then we just swap him with Boston. So we didn't give Boston really anything for this year. In fact, we took away from them. All right, let's edit our lines a little bit. So we're gonna put Livingston. Hey, this is the AHL, excuse me. Okay. We're gonna put Livingston on the second line here. Assuming he's up in the NHL. He's not. That's very nice of you, game. To not put the player that's rated 82 that I just acquired into the NHL. Okay. Mel's gonna come back. We need a roster spot for that. We can send Copstills back down. Oh, he's our depth D. Jersina, I guess we can send down. It's fine. Okay. I kind of want to go get a defenseman. Kind of. But that means we might need to trade Houghton in. Because we might put ourselves back in cap issues. Because who the heck knows? Alright, we're going to put Livingston right here for now. Snowy Perry. There you go. And we're going to put Robichaud here. Because this is what I'm kind of thinking. I'm kind of thinking Livingston goes on the third line where Houghton is. He plays okay on the third line. So I want him there with Stan and McIntyre. Houghton, and if we trade and we go get another defenseman, then we sort of give ourselves a seventh option. Livingston goes down to here. Robichaud is fine with McQueen and Parsons. Mel is going to be back soon. I don't think Copstills is the answer. Right now, depth defense, bottom 6D. He's okay though. Maybe he's okay. Chance Copstills, what a name. But my thought is to try and see if I can get a veteran 7th defenseman for Houghton plus some assets. Maybe that's it. So let's take a look in the find and trade department. We'll look at players, skaters matching block. $25 minutes a night? Goodness. It's not necessarily what I'm looking for. I also need to keep costs in mind. Let's sort by... You know what? Let's sort by age. Good veteran player might be good in this particular situation. Too much. Also too much. Too much for just about everybody. Nope. Nope. 6.3 for Kairu. What? Oh man, some of these contracts, they're just horrible. Whole lot of nothing, man. Whole lot of nothing. Alright. Is that Tage Thompson? Goodness. 2 years at 4.8. The Leafers? Nothing. Okay. Vancouver. Oh gosh, that minus 24 just looks horrible. I don't care what team you're on. Oh man, if only it wasn't like 7.3 million. Lundqvist might be like just what we're looking for, but 7.3 mil. Goodness. That is some dough. They got a lot of oldies here. Alright, let's move along. Boston? I have a lot of older defensemen. Nimich is a little too expensive. Greer? Kirk Greer. He's a center. Like, what are these deals? Very confusing. Alex Tuck. I don't know, man. Back to Columbus. Cale Makar? Goodness, 38-year-old Cale Makar, still making $14 million a season. What a guy. What is he rated as now? Top 6 defenseman. He's in hard decline right there. 7.1 for Seth Jarvis. Things are not looking good in the department here. Detroit. What has Detroit got? Chaika? 5.6. What? Oh, man. Nothing from Edmonton? Don't want to trade anything? Nothing from... Oh, Florida? Florida was the team we looked at first. I don't know. I don't... Well, maybe... I mean, Broberg's kind of interesting. Maybe we go for Broberg? What do you guys want? No trades found. Awesome. Just awesome. Okay. Let's propose a trade. I would do this during the trade deadline, but I don't want to be under the gun. I might make it more exciting, but it also means that I may not get the deal done. Which would not be optimal. Let's say that. Let's put it that way. 40-year-old Connor McDavid making 10 mil a season. Goodness. What are you doing, Connor? Connor's doing stuff. Imagine trading for Connor McDavid. All right. Very old team here in Edmonton. I was looking at defenseman. I was looking at Broberg. Thought, was it on Edmonton? Maybe not. Florida? Oh boy. Yeah, okay, Florida. Okay. Let's see what we have in the green for them. Gators, match, and block. What do we got? Check the AHL department. Armsden. Sundstrom? You guys want a bunch of spare parts? I can do that. Definitely do these two. I don't think they're going to take these guys, but... 3 randos? Oh boy. Okay. Draft picks? They don't want any draft picks. How about our 2041 second rounder? And let's try and get back a 4th and a 5th. Hey, hey. Doesn't match particularly well. 4th? Nope, okay. 5th and a 6th. Oh, hey, okay. And because we got them to eat some salary. It should not be a problem to get him on the team. Where are you, bud? You there? Oh, he's already there. Okay. Good. Okay. Obstacles can go back down. Let's go with all. Let's bring Prince back. Try that. Okay. Good. That's the AHL lines. I think we're good to go. I think we're good to go. I think our probably our team chemistry took a beating in that, but we're ready to go to the deadline, even though we've done all our trading. But anyway, don't worry about that. We will be a conservative buyer. Enter trade deadline. All right. You're right, Slapkovsky. Go with available. Wow, Philly selling off a goaltender? That never happens. They always need one. They always lose them. Never understand it. You feel like with Philly, though, it should be the point where it's like if they feel like they should release a goaltender, that's when they should keep them. Because inevitably they actually get good. So, I don't know. Wow, Nolan Patrick is 38. What a time. What a time. Dustin Wolf. What are you doing here, bud? 7.5 mil. Goodness. Tampa Bay Lightning. Great alert. San Jose is trading Roar and Sidu, I guess, for Couturier, P. Couturier, Oliver, and Kavanagh. See, it gets to the point where it's like I have no idea who most of these players are because the young guys are now old and the old guys are now gone. Some of them are coaches and stuff. So they say names at the bottom. It's like, sure. Oh, Quebec is doing something. What's Quebec doing? A second, and Shane Pinto to Detroit in exchange for Scarlett in a 5th and a 6th. Wow. That sounds like a lot. 2 seconds in Pinto? What a bit. Carolina Hurricanes traded Svechnikov, who I do recognize, for Cousineau in a 6th. Okay. Svech must be sort of at the bottom of things now. We still have Houghton. I think I'm going to hold on to Houghton. If I need to, I can move Houghton down, because I don't think I'm going to re-sign him unless he changes his demands. Plus, we're going to have injuries, so I wish I had an accurate understanding of what our cap space was. Because, like, it says 2.692, which is about where we were when it said I didn't have any. So I don't really want to push it now. Because, like, we got Broberg. We got him at half his salary. And we got the Cat. The Cat is at full salary, but the Cat may retire. Or if he doesn't and he declines enough, we might trade him. It was really kind of a rental pickup. Because I need somebody that can score on the second line. Once Mel is back on the first line, then the Cat will go on the second line, and then we'll have two threats. Also, last night in Detroit, if you're still here, Rage, was the debut of the new coach, Todd McClellan. Who's not a new coach to the NHL by any means, but he's new to Detroit as of Thursday, I think. Oh no, he's been a head coach. I think he was the head coach of the Kings last. And before that, the Sharks? No, he's like a bona fide NHL head coach. Like he's an experienced NHL head coach. Well, pretty quiet for us, but I don't have a lot of cap space and I don't have a lot of, like, room to wiggle. So... I guess we'll do it just for fun situation. Which is not going to happen, but... Let's see what half-price Connor McDavid costs. McDavid for Weller. That's not happening. Like, what's the value on Weller is high. I mean, the other side of it is if I were to try and get him an even half price, I would have to move out $5 million. Well, Houghton it would be half of that. But then I need somebody else. I mean, it'd be fun. Weller, we don't want to trade away because he's got an 8-year extension at 10.4. So he's with the team a long time. There's no reason to trade him. I wish you could do like the double trades that they do in the NHL where they'll technically, so you can only retain 50% of the cap hit, right? So let's say like, I don't know, Vancouver, Seattle, and San Jose were involved in a deal. And Vancouver wanted to trade for a player from Seattle, but they wanted to have only a quarter of their cap hit. Seattle would technically trade the player to San Jose, and Seattle would retain half of it. And then San Jose would trade them to Vancouver and retain half of it again. So, and I think they can do that 2 times. But or something to that effect. That's often what happens, is like especially at the deadline. They'll double trade a player in a 3-way deal. And the main team will retain half, the secondary team will retain a quarter, and then the final team will only have a quarter hit against the cap. So in this circumstance, where Connor McDavid is making $10 million, I could double retain, trade Houghton, and then have him effectively replace Houghton with the salary cap, which would be great. Like, it's saying I can fit this under the cap. I have no idea how that works. Because I was having such issues before. Like, there's no way. I don't know what weird metrics it's using to calculate the cap here. Because it's saying that I have... Well, now it says I have 2 million in cap space. Before it said I had 17. Like, let's say Houghton goes the other way. Let's say that's the case. So, of the 529 that's left, 2.4 goes. So we're still looking at 2.89. That's unaccounted for. And I don't know how that fits under our cap. Because whatever it's saying on the left there, that we're 115 of 117, it's lying through its teeth. It's probably like shifting a bunch of players down to the A just to make room. Which, like, minimum lineup and all this stuff, which doesn't make sense to me. It should tell me if I fit it as is, without removing players or whatever. I don't think there's any other cap space that we can deal with. Like, even if we were to do, like, let's go max age. Like, if we did Perot, who's in the A, but that's buried cap, right? Like, that doesn't matter. Salary. Like, all of these are NHL players as far as I know. Maybe if I did half salary on DeBrincat, I might be able to pull off this idea. But as is, I don't think I can. The Montador is the only one in the A, and he's earning like 1. So that's not going to help. I would need to move out like another 2 something. McIntyre would be obviously the closest to that, but he has 2 years at 2.2, and he's on our 3rd line. Don't want to do that. And pretty much anybody above here, I don't want to do either. Because they're significant pieces of our team. So I don't see a way for this to happen without reducing the salary. Which, again, I really put myself in a bind by not having them retain any salary on DeBrincat, but he's got 2 years left, and it was very hard to do that. They would not accept it. I should have tried maybe 3/4 and see if that would have worked, but yeah, I don't think this will work. I would like it to work, but I think we're back in the same situation where I was before, and then I have to alleviate cap in order to make things work, and that's just bad. Plus, like, this is not enough assets to trade for him as is. So I don't think it's possible, but it would be a lot of fun to get somebody like McDavid for a cup run. Better. I had to trade away one of our snipers, but I got a younger sniper back, and I got Broberg on defense, but I was able to unjan myself a little bit. Also, how's it going, Cal? How you doing? We're in the trade deadline, so it starts at like 6 a.m. or something and goes till 12. So we're at 10:40 up to noon. So we're just counting down. We did most of our deals before this, like ahead of the deadline. I got some younger guys, switched out some contracts in order to loosen up some cap space because I put myself in a bind. And then I traded for a veteran defenseman for my 7th. And, well, doing well, but better than I was, but I put myself in my own situation. It was a situation of my own making. I can't. It was my own bind. It wasn't really anything that was foisted upon me, right? So I was really trying to clean up my mess, is what it was. And I was just sort of, yeah, it's life. And I was considering the idea of, like, what if we trade for Connor McDavid? Like 40-year-old Connor McDavid or whatever he is. But I don't think I can make the salary work without putting myself in the same problem. So even if I trade away a player with like 2.4 million, there still would be like 2.6 unaccounted for, and I don't have anybody else to replace that. So I'm just gonna have to go with what I have and see if it does the job in the playoffs. We'll see. My wife's character is coming back after the trade deadline. So the player we traded for DeBrincat, who I put myself in the log jam to begin with, will be our second line sniper. So I think between Mel's character and DeBrincat, I think we have enough oomph on our team. Sort of the top half is vets and the bottom half is young guys. Our defense is a lot of young guys, but they're high-end young guys. So I picked up Broberg as my 7th, and he'll be like the veteran, the old grizzled piss tank that's sitting on the bench going, guys, you gotta, I picked up him and at half salary, so he'll be my veteran presence on the back. I think we got a good mix. I'm not so sure about our team chemistry though. I think I kind of rocked it a little, but we still have time before the playoffs. Hopefully they can figure it out going into the playoffs. But the salary cap is a challenge. But I want to use the salary cap because I don't want to just create dumb teams that are easy to make. It just makes it less fun that way. Plus, this facilitates and pushes more trades, which is fun. So, and I mean, we've got 2 cups with this franchise. I was just saying before too, in Canada right now for like 2 months, they decided to take the tax, all sales tax off of certain things, like restaurants and goods and so on. And one of the goods that they took it off of was consoles for whatever reason. So I picked up a Xbox Series S for regular price. Unfortunately, they didn't have a sale for Boxing Day, but no tax on it. And then I picked up NHL 25 for like $35 on sale. So some point after this season, I think maybe I'll finish this season and then see where I'm at, because I also have to create the custom teams in 25 again. I have to make the Hamilton Ogres again, which I think I'm going to do on stream this time. So it's a video. If I ever need it for reference or other people need it for reference, I'm going to recreate the Ogres on YouTube. And I'll do that maybe in chorus while still streaming this. But we're going to be moving to NHL 25. Finally. Because I finally got like the newest system. But anyway. Also, we pick... Ooh. Who are you? 1.2. That's a pretty good player. I think we take him. Hopefully that doesn't mess up stuff, but here we are. Alright. Let's go ahead to Boston. Pack the car and have it yet. And see if we get Mel back. We did not. Let's go to Quebec. There we go. Mel is back. Good stuff. Oh man, the cat is doing... He's on... Well, he's not doing super amazing. We're going to put Mel back there. The cat might be slowing down. Alright, Livingston, let's replace with DeBrincat. Now, does Weller play left or right? He plays right. We're going to leave HB there. We'll put DeBrincat with him. How are you guys on the third line? I don't want to move McIntyre back. He's doing okay. Those guys are doing good. Maybe for now we'll do Livingston here. He's a left winger. Let's do this. Can any of you take a face off? Anybody? Oh, you're all terrible. Okay, Parsons goes in the middle. Alright. Fence is okay. Scratched. Prince, Broberg, and McQueen. Do we put McQueen in the middle on the 4th? I think we're good. Alright. Yeah, we only took a hit of 1 on our locker room chemistry. I don't know what it was before all of the trades, but... let's sim against Quebec, see how things look. And we gotta fix our power play. We have to, get all that going correctly. Days puts one in. First shot, boom, done. I was contemplating the idea of getting the Xbox Series X, which here is a $649 Canadian, which is like what, $8 in the States? I don't know, but I was contemplating getting that because my credit card is linked to, has a deal where you get a statement credit of $75 back on a purchase from Microsoft. But it had to ship by the end of the year. And they were calling for a shipping date of like somewhere in January. So I'm like, I'll get the S, because this is pretty much what I do with my Xbox. Maybe a little extra stuff, but... So I got the S, which the current one I have is a Xbox One S, and that thing has lasted me for like 7 years. So I have no slight on the lighter version of it. The only difference is the new the Series S does not have a disk drive, which kind of unfortunate, but I end up buying stuff digitally most of the time anyway. Or I play things like, well, I don't play Apex on there, but I could play Apex on there. I tried once, it was horrible. I don't know how people do first-person shooters with controllers. I guess you have to grow up with it. Dude, we came back. What happened? Shorthanded goal by Weller? I'm talking about game systems, and our team is like coming from behind and like gritty effort and everything here. Oh, power play right at the end. Oh, that would have been good. All right, overtime. We got like 38 shots on. Goodness. 41. All right, shootout. Oh, and it was our backup. It was Mankari. McIntyre 1-1, Days 1-1, and Commissaric 1-1. For Quebec. Well, we'll take the loser point and move along. I would like to get to the playoffs today, so let's see what we can do. What is happening with this calendar? Okay. We have Montreal. We have Detroit. And we have... We'll go to Detroit, see what happens. Oh, you know what? Hold on. See, I started playing... Well, okay. I mean, I probably started playing the first-person shooter games before consoles had them. Which is saying I'm old. Because... I think my first-person shooter was, I want to say, Castle Wolfenstein 3D. something like that. But it was like literally you stepping into blocks and like turning and stuff, and there'd be a dude in front of you. It's the same age as like Doom, and I mean regular Doom, like original Doom, like that time was Doom and Wolfenstein. I think were the two, and Quake was in there as well. But I started playing on those, and I played Unreal Tournament, which was like, at the time, it was exactly what it was called. It was Unreal at the time. The only console one that I played then was GoldenEye on the N64. That was the only first-person shooter I played on a console back at that point. But I'm also talking about the 90s. So like 30 years ago. That's how far back we're going here. All right, I wanted to check our power plays, because I want to get the right mix on the power plays. That's fine. Second power play, is it DeBrincat? Yes, okay. Okay, there's some issues here. I think Houghton needs to come out. Who's in the first? Weller, Days, and Mel. Weller, Days, and Mel. I think we go McKenna. Is McKenna already there? That's weird. Okay, now we got our +5. No, we have two McKenna. How did that happen? I have 2 McKennas on the same line. Yes, that's what I want. All the McKennas. How is that even allowed to happen? Well-tested AAA title. Oh man, so of course the technology that we had was probably procured from a Canadian supplier. So we had computers in my public school by a company called Unisys. And we didn't play Oregon Trail. We played like other stuff that they had on their system. And I just remember this one that was like a day in the life of or something. And it was like you're literally playing as a person, like probably a teenager going to school, and so it's like it was like The Sims before The Sims, except it was more of a it was like more of a story on rails. I don't know who I want to put in here. Maybe we do go. Let's go with a double threat. You know what? Let's try that. Let's try double threat here. Maybe McKenna in the middle. Livingstone does not fit on this line, though. You know, I mean, although there's some nostalgia. There's some nostalgia that just doesn't do it the second time around. I remember playing, so like early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, probably late 90s. There was a Star Wars Pod Racer game. And I loved that game. It was so much fun, and you like built your pod racer, and then you would go do the races and everything, and it had young Anakin's voice and all this stuff. And then I loaded it. They had it available on Steam like a few years ago, and I'm like, oh man, I love that game so much, and I loaded it up and started playing, and I'm like, I guess. I don't know. It was not what I expected. It was not... The nostalgia did not meet the expectations at that point. How big is McIntyre? McIntyre's huge. You know what? I'm going to try this. I'm going to put HB in the middle. I'm going to put McIntyre in front of the net and McKenna on the wall. HB has... What is this? Off the rush, great slap shot off the rush. He has bouncer, great net battling. See, that's... And he has relentless. Like, he's got to be in front. Relentless is good for that. Alright, we'll do McIntyre in the middle then. Alright, I think I'm gonna try that. Although... yeah, okay. I think we go with it. I'd like to have Livingston on that line, but I don't think he fits. Alright. We're gonna go head to Montreal, see how we do. I'm hoping we get some more locker room chemistry as we go. Well, I mean, I grew up... I mean, our first system was an Atari. But that was when I was really young. Most of my memories of growing up playing was with the NES, right? And then we went sort of the Nintendo route. My parents commonly got us the Nintendo consoles, so... Alright, on the first line, Sniper, we could use one of these two to go up. Unfortunately, we're slightly weak down the middle. That's the only unfortunate part after all this. That's where McDavid would have helped, but I don't think I could have done it. I think we're going to have to move HB up, and then we'll put Stanton up in the middle there. Like, what is Stanton currently? Third line score. Yeah, he can deal. Okay. Yeah, so, like... I mean, you're down with it, right? Because like you were used to the pad and everything and all that stuff. All right. Stan was going to be put in front of the net. He's 6 foot. Doesn't really. It has this like tipping and stuff. Defensive awareness. Hand-eye is good. Passing puck control, okay. You should be fine. You should be fine taking HB spot. Yeah, center depth is definitely a problem. But, say Livy. No, and funnily enough, like, I mean, I enjoyed... I think out of the Super Mario games in the NES, 3 was my favorite. But Super Mario World for the Super NES, that was like, that's one of my favorite games of all time. I love that game. It's so much fun. I played it over and over and over and over. I think maybe... Do we have Wingles and Hunwick on the first one? Maybe I'll put Jensen back here for now. Yeah, Wingles and Hunwick, okay. Yeah, I mean, I think I've done some console streaming. It's pretty cheap to get, like, not like a whatchamacallit, like a full-on, like a, I don't know why the name is escaping me. Like a card that would you have like a HDMI input, a capture card. That's it. Yeah, but you can get like lower end ones that are just like a stick. Like so you're not committing like a whole bunch of money to to Elgato or something like that. And then you just do it as an input on. Unfortunately, you're kind of playing within OBS. I haven't figured out how to have like a separate one, but. Oh, now players are dropping like flies, now that we're past the deadline. This always happens. I guess we can put Prince in, that'll be fine. But I have one of those somewhere. I've considered doing that with NHL. If I didn't have the Xbox app that I use, I would do the you know, I think it's an HDMI. It could be a USB input that creates an HDMI input, something like that. But I'm pretty sure I got it for like $40 Canadian, so it's got to be like 25-30 US. All right, losing situation hitting us hard. We're having some late season tribulations here. Ranker update times against Montreal. Let's see how we do. But yeah, there's inexpensive capture card options that you can just do hobby-ish type stuff with. You don't have to commit to the full like installation of something. I did Guitar Hero on the PS2 once. I don't know if I did it on here or Twitch. I think I did it on Twitch. Which is kind of unfortunate because I can't go back. It's unless I export it. The only thing I've sort of, this is the reason I'm back on YouTube is, you know, a few of you guys come and watch this on Saturday mornings and whatnot, but the majority of people don't, you know, and also my friend who will commonly watch this he can't always necessarily make it, so I know that this will always be around now, so he can see it whenever he wants. I can also go back and like review the playlists. It's one of the things that kind of bugged me about Twitch. I prefer streaming on Twitch, but I like the fact that my videos stay on YouTube. That's the difference. Because like my videos are not something I need. Like people are not coming by the thousands to watch me here. They may come and watch it in the future or something, you know. Or I want to go review it in the and see what happened, kind of thing. Especially these things where I do them weekly, you know. I've tried it. I tried it when I was first switching back to YouTube, and I used OBS and Twitch Studio. I don't know if OBS does dual outputs now. Like, I haven't tried that, but I had to use 2 pieces of software to stream on both, and like, you know. Also depends what you're playing. If you're playing like you were playing Cyberpunk, if you're playing that and trying to stream it to 2 services on 2 sets of software, your computer is going to have like, it's going to lock up, you know. Yeah, same here. Like I did that for a while when I was switching between Twitch and YouTube. I streamed on both, and while I was streaming, I'm like, hey, by the way, I'm not doing Twitch anymore. You know. Man, we are having some injuries. Our depth is being tested here. Hardcore. Do we have anybody left? We don't. Okay, I put Broberg in there for a second. And we'll move Livingston up to the 2nd line. And then we have to go get somebody. I feel the same way. Like I don't want to stream on 2. I don't have any particular benefit to do so. Let's bring up Sarno here. Oh no, we can't because of salary cap. Can we bring anybody up? Oh, we cannot. Do I have to put somebody into the A? Like, the only one I can put into the A is Broberg. But then I might lose him on waivers. See, again, on the bottom there, it says cap space, 2.678 million. But it's not letting me bring up a player that costs like 850,000. In this case, 1.2. But even if I try Sundstrom here, 960? What's my cheapest player? Like, try Perot? No, can't do it. Still in a bit of salary cap issues, but that's just because of injuries. Now, They also don't have in this game, and I hope they changed it in 25. I doubt it. But I don't think they allow you to put players on long-term injury reserve, which would remove them from the cap. Or give you LTI or cap relief, but again, they don't. It's not that complicated. So you can get a number of injured players and like put yourself up against the cap. I can... that doesn't make sense. The only one that I would do is Broberg. But he has to go through... wait, what? No. The only one I could do is Broberg, but then he has to go through waivers. I guess Broberg just plays on the 4th line. Sure. Why not? Why not? That's where we are. This is where we live now. Defenseman on the 4th line. In the middle of June. Well-tested indie title. By EA. Alright, we're moving along. Multiple players are now eligible to be dressed. Okay. Let's take a look at the scratched. McKenna's good. McIntyre's still a little hard, so let's get McKenna back in. We can move McKenna here. And then we'll put HB back here. Alright, good. And Stanton can go here. And, oh no, McIntyre I want. McIntyre. How is Livingston doing here? He is doing fantastic. Stanton? Tell you what. Let's try that. How was Broberg doing? Let's take a look at this for a sec here. Did he actually play at all? 1 game, 2 shots. Okay, never mind. We'll just leave him. That's okay. I think Parsons goes on the wing, and then we get McQueen in here. There we go. Okay, that should do. Alright. McIntyre's still a little hurt. Think we're going to go with it anyway. Power play, just give it a double check, you know. Good with that. Second power play unit. I feel like we replace Livingston with HB, yeah. No. How come they let this happen? I don't quite understand. Okay, hold on. Days, Weller, Mel. DeBrincat. Days. And we want McKenna. No, McKenna's on the sidewall. No, he's not. Okay. That's good. I'm good with that. Alright. There we go. We're getting back healthy again. I'm having a good time! You just came back, man! I had to do all that shuffling. My goodness. Okay. Alright, well, you know. Actually, it's the winger, right? Can't take a face off? True. Stanton can take a face off. Player comes back for one game. And then he gets injured. Buddy! Okay, anyway. Alright, we keep going. Good stuff, he's already in the lineup. No idea what's going on with the calendar. We're back in February. It's just simulating away somewhere, you know. Alright, McKinnon's back. Let's return everything to whence it was. Gonna do Stanton there. Out and in there. I think we had Robichaud scratched. Can Robichaud take a face off? No. Oh, Sailovey. Which one of you can actually take a face off? 72, 70, 73. So Houghton goes in the middle. There you go. Oh, Robichaud just came back from injury. Okay. Good. Still in the middle of who knows where. Oh, we finished the season. Goodness. Okay. So, we end the year 58, 15, and 9. That's disgusting. Points in 67 games out of 82. I'll take that. Chemistry's a little low. Fan happiness for some reason is getting rocked. I don't know. Maybe they're upset that we did not win 60 games? I don't know. We ended up in our division with 125 points. 8 points ahead of the Sabres. 9 points ahead of the Senators. And far and above anybody else in the entire league because our division is just dumb. 5 teams from our division made it. Us, Buffalo, Ottawa, Montreal, and Quebec. The Bruins had 92 points. In the Metropolitan, they would have won the Metropolitan! And they did not make the playoffs. The Maple Leafs had 88. They would have been second in the Metropolitan. Wow. Okay. The Kings had 107. Kraken, Oilers, Golden Knights, Flames are all in. That means that the Central is garbage too. Well, okay. So the Wild are okay. Blackhawks, you know, they would have been third. The Jets did not make the Jets would not have made the playoffs. Maybe 40 wins, 40, 34, and 7. I think they may not have. Oh. Well, and the Flames still have 1 game in hand. Are they not in yet? I think they are. Unless the Blues can do something? I don't know. No, I don't think they can. Wow. Okay. What garbage is the Metro, though? And they haven't even locked it up. I think the Lightning can still make it with if they tie at 83. What? Oh, man. Okay. So there's still games to play in the league. Let's see who we have in the first round. I think it'll be, gosh. I think it'll be the Nordiques. The Nordiques have 99 points. They would have won the other division. Goodness. All right, season's complete. So was the AHL season. Robichaud's good. Everybody's happy. Well, they wanted us to get 27 road wins. We very did that. So an extra 40 grand in the bank for us to work on stuff. We have Quebec in the first round as thought. Quebec was 45, 26, and 11. What? The Eastern Conference is so dumb, right, in this particular instance. Like, us versus Quebec, and then Buffalo versus Ottawa is so far and above any of the other matchups. Out of the other two matchups, New Jersey and Montreal, Pittsburgh and Carolina, Montreal should crush them and get to the conference final. They should destroy them. And they were 4th. That's crazy. That is crazy. Anyway. Wham! Let's take a look at stats. Anyway, for the end of the season. Days had 87 points. 36 goals, 87 points. Weller had 40 goals and 75. DeBrincat ended up with 36. Now, mind you, not all those were with us. With us, he played 28 games. He had 11 points. Not so hot. He was doing better in Edmonton. So we'll see how that goes. He's definitely on the decline. I don't know what we're going to do next season. Mel only played 71 games, had 27 goals, 33 assists for 60 points. And then we go down the line. Our defenseman, Hunwick, had 60. McKenna, also injury problems, 69 games, 57 points. HB, 54 points, 72. So our players, not exactly like high-end points here. Packard played dumb. 47 wins, 11 losses, 8 overtime losses, 1 shutout. 9-12, excellent. And a 237. Mancari was even better in his 20 appearances. Slightly better. But his goals against was phenomenal. For like a goalie that's rated 79. I don't know. For some reason, he's really good. I can't figure it out. But I think people said that about these games is like, or at least back in 2023, maybe before that, like, mediocre goalies can go off. Anyway. How are we doing for the rest of the league? Let's see how it went. I know Connor McDavid had like 70-something points at the deadline, I think. Let's take a look at all teams. All teams. There we go. For Buffalo, Phil Wolf had 134 points and 70 goals. Oh boy. Tim Stützle at 49 and 120 points. Martinson for Buffalo's going to be scary. 114 points and 50 goals. They had a 50 goal scorer and a 70 goal scorer. That's ridiculous. And they had a 32 goal scorer with 112 points. They had 3 players over 100 points. That's disgusting. The Kraken had a player 50 goals, 109. Shane Wright, buddy, there you go. 104 points, 32 goals. Jacques Bouchard of the Wild, 102 points, 57 goals. Like, look at all these 100-point scorers. I don't think we had one. Connor Bedard there, 55. Way to go, bud, for St. Louis. Cole Caulfield, 37 goals. Connor McDavid. Kind of makes me wish I traded for him. But anyway, I don't think I would have made it work. I can't even bring up a forward. Play on my 4th line, even though I have $2.7 million in cap space. Lord. Okay. There's Days. Days is down here. Okay, well, you know. Alright. Alright. So we have Quebec to begin with. We'll do that next week, I think. In the year of our Lord 2025. Starting next weekend, I believe. So, we will check that out then. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate every minute you spend with me. I hope you have yourself a good weekend. A happy new year. I'll see you on the flip side of the change of the year to the quarter century. What? Old. That's what I am. Appreciate you coming, Cal. Appreciate you coming, Rage, as well. Anybody else who was lurking about? All you lurkers, always appreciate it. Have yourselves a good one, and I'll see you next time. Later, folks.